I would say approximately 10% of the site has been damaged, but that has been fairly superficial. The internal structure of the site is still intact.
What do you think is in it?
I couldn't say. It's either a temple mound or a burial mound. It would take formal excavation to determine what it is. Could have been used for both things, too.
So after all these years, and the fact that we were able to stop the bulldozing of the mound, the developer did still want to go forward with some development, and that's occurred. And we're going to look at the result of that development, but we're also going to see what's been preserved. So we're going to take a look at this view from his trailer development as to what the mound looks like. This is it. This is all you can see of the rock mound. This is a profile cut by the fence. It is still intact, and that's the good news. Okay, yeah. So Clay, you're about to see the rock mound. I don't know what you're expecting, but what are you thinking?
I'm expecting to see greatness. I'm very, very excited.
Oh, you know, I think the issue here is that it's mangroves until we get to the upland. It was pretty tough going.
After traversing thick foliage and a ground inundated with water, we made it to higher elevation and began to see a forest floor that was littered with limestone rocks.
We are about to get onto the rock mound. We're going to get a close view. It's the first time that I have been able to see this location in over 40 years, so this should be interesting.
Wow.
Mosquitoes are pretty fierce. It's treacherous terrain. See the mound composed of small boulders and this side rocks, everything in between.
This is incredible.
In the 1930s, archaeologists and scholars visited this mound, actually thought this was a Mayan temple mound because of the resemblance with the rocks and the elevation, something they had never seen in the Keys. Subsequently, it's been demonstrated it's not Mayan. It's composed of rocks because there is no sand or sediment available to construct mounds, only rocks. So it's an adaptation of the mound building culture to deal with the reality of the Florida Keys environment. You can see some holes that people have dug, probably looking for treasure, but there is no treasure here. The treasure is the mound itself. You can see we're not the first ones out here. Somebody really dug a deep hole in the middle here. Huge hole. I believe I saw this hole back in 1974 where people had been digging. You've never seen anything like this.
No.
The good news is most of the mound is preserved, still here. Let's see what we can do to make this part of Florida's Keys permanent history in terms of preservation. So what do you think of the rock mound, having seen it now for the first time?
It's phenomenal. I've never seen anything like this before, you know? It was pretty shocking, actually, because I visualized it in my head as being a pretty incredible thing to see, but when I got here, it was even more incredible than that.
pretty cool.
So we got a couple holes that have to do with where the trees are,
Yeah.
and the big test pit here. This is at best this is gonna be a rough draft.
Yeah.
Just kind of get our feet underneath us.
The Key Largo Rock Mound is a very, very significant site, but unfortunately, much of the original site has been destroyed. That prehistoric site included alignments of rocks, included freshwater ponds, and a large village complex. You're looking at where the site has been cut down below the bedrock, but you can see the profile actually indicates the elevation, the knoll that the village had been built on. And there in the limestone, you can actually see fossil coral, but some of the solution holes have some remnant artifacts left there for the last 1,000 years. You can see conch shell remnants. This is shell refuse, things that were part of the daily meals here on the site.
Oh, look, here's...
Now, fortunately, the main part of the village, at least part of it, has been preserved within this mini park inside of the campground. Everything's covered with gravel. Everything is protected, and hopefully it'll stay that way, because here is the last record of this very important prehistoric site. You can see that the site was located in what was a hardwood hammock. These are some of the remnant trees that are descendants of the original trees. This gumbo limbo is something special in that often these prehistoric sites are marked by gumbo limbo trees in the sense that they're often associated with them. So this effort will attempt to get the county to fully recognize the importance of the site and to designate it so that it's protected. That is what's left of the site. Okay, we are standing in front of the Key Largo Rock Mound Pond. This pond is important because it was actually here during the time of the prehistoric Tequesta who lived here. They had a major village here. And we were able to extract from there samples of animal bones and pottery sherds and various artifacts associated with the Tequesta. So this is a special place. It may have had a ceremonial significance for the Tequesta, but the good news is that it's still here, and they are intentionally preserving it based on the recommendations that we made several years ago that this was an important part of the site because they had planned to fill it and cover it with fill. This is how you can help. Please email and alert the Monroe County Commissioners that this valuable site, the Rock Mound, needs to be preserved as a public space. That's the only way this site is going to survive. The Keys have developed so rapidly. This is one of the last tracts of land that has been left undeveloped, but its days are numbered. The only way we can save it is with your help.